Welcome to the online training for Trimble's EC-CAD sheet metal. In this session, we're going to look at setting up the manufacturer's defaults for your fittings. The manufacturer's defaults is what controls the geometry of your fittings. So to get that, once you're in Part Manager, you're going to go to the configuration settings, which is the gear in the upper right corner. And you're going to select manufacturer's defaults here from the palette on the left. To open up the defaults file, you'll want to move over to in this case, we're going to work with the rectangular defaults, and I'm going to double click that to open it. Then I'm going to click here onto my rectangular level. This is a little different than your specifications, to where you want to drill down here into every one of your parts to set this up. So for instance, if I was going to set up a square elbow to have a 6-inch throat, I would come over here, I would select my elbow, select my square elbow, and then down here I've got it set to 0 for the throat radius. These are what we call our primary parameters up here, and secondary parameters are down here. You can push them from primary to secondary by pushing with these arrows that will put it down onto this level. Items at this level on the secondary are locked. So if you wanted your elbow to always have a straight in and a straight out of 6 inches, you could come down here and just click the straight in down and the straight out down and put your values in here of 6 inch. Now when this elbow is being placed, it will have a value of 6 inch, and that will be grayed out in the properties as unchangeable. If you want it to be to where you can change it, you want to keep those pushed up there on the primary parameters. You also have down here ranges and values, which is going to control the size range of your fittings. So if I go to ranges and values here, and you'll notice for my depth in, width out, I've got here that I've got a minimum of 4 inches, a maximum of 120 inches with steps of 1. Okay. On my straight in and my straight out, I could change that as well to say I want that to be in steps of 1. So just by coming over here, I can type in 1 and then type in 1 again here. And if I don't want to change those at all, if I want those to always be 6, I can just set this value up as 6, this value up as 6, and now that was what that is going to be set to from here on out. Back into the defaults tab, you can also change your alias for the fitting. If you want your fitting to show up with some other name, then that's ES for elbow square. You have the ability to edit this and type in whatever you want the fitting abbreviation to say, and that can be put into the bill of materials, etc. But that's how you set up your ranges and values and your defaults. You can also build formulas in here. If I go back and say I want to go into my round defaults, for instance, and I want to come back over here into round, and I want to go in here and I want to open up a particular fitting. So I'm going to come in here and say, let's look at transitions maybe. And I want to come over here for a round transition. And now you can see here, I've got right here diameter equals diameter out. So that's going to change the length here. So I've got it with a formula built in here. So it's diameter in minus diameter out times 2 plus 4 is the formula that I've got in here. You can create different formulas for different values. So if you come into your T's, for instance, and you've got a round T, let's just say normal. And we go here. When I go here and I go now, I want to control this. I've got diameter in if it's greater than diameter out if it's greater than diameter in minus 4. So when I click onto these values, they control certain things. So I click onto this one, and that's controlling here my length out. So if I come over here, my length out is diameter in minus diameter out plus 2. If I use this formula, my length out is going to be 4 always. So these can be set to help you configure the geometry of the fitting the way that you would like.
We hope you enjoyed this video. See what's next in our product tips playlist, or visit mep.trimble.com for even more product resources.